What's up, Extra Butter listeners? On today's episode, we're moving into episode 1 of our American Wheel series, where we're talking movies about America, historic events, random one-offs that represent the United States here, and quite the variety of movies on the wheel. So if you do watch us on video and you want to get a chance to slap the pause button and see what we came up with for the red, white, and blue and the stars and stripes to represent the 4th of July, as well as the USA World Cup run that we're on, and the World Cup being here in the United States. We're on the American series, kicking things off with Apollo 13, the 1995 adventure drama, obviously based on a true story, and I believe through the pod, listening to Trav talk based on a book based on the true story about the Apollo missions, specifically number 13 here, with a star-studded cast, especially when you look back on them nowadays and see who's in this movie. A lot of big names, a lot of good acting, and a good story here. So Apollo 13 will kick things off for us. Talk some World Cup, United States path, what they've done, playing actually during the podcast towards the back end there. So we'll find out, we'll know by the time this drops how we did and how round of 32 went for us as we do play on July 1st in the round of 32. Talk about the screen unseen that I did miss, but a screen unseen that I will go see the following week, and some more movies hopefully to bring to you guys, as we don't have anything in theaters now this week, but do have a movie based on a book from Netflix that have been hit or miss on reviews from the boys here at Extra Butter. That Critter did get a chance to watch. We've got some gears to grind and Oscars to give, per usual. In reality, more of a hypothetical gear to grind and not much to share, but some Oscars to hand out and so on. So enjoy the American series with Apollo 13, and drop us a follow on Instagram, X, the Everything app. It's all happening on X, and on TikTok for updates, videos, clips, etc., movies to come. And make sure to find us on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music for all episodes drop live. Video watcher, got videos out there too. So hope you guys enjoy Apollo 13 as we start the American Wheel. Critter, roll the tape.
Extra, extra butter on the corn for me. Extra, extra butter. I hope they don't charge a fee. But it won't matter anyway. I got a good movie to play. I'm gonna ask my friends to stay extra butter for me.
This is episode 62, and we have a 3-man pod for you guys today. Our boy Geese will have an announcement hopefully to make when we get him back next week on the pod. We'll see how things turn out up in Wisconsin for the boy on the family vacation, but that is why he is absent today. But World Cup's moving quick, boys. Knockout rounds this week. I got to tell you, I don't know exactly. I know it's somewhat random, or random, right? The drawings and whatnot, how it works out. But USA's path doesn't look bad. I think we're over 50% chance to play Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Close enough.
Nightmare of a name to pronounce. I think PFT on PMT said, so do we have a 50-50 chance to play the winner of Bosnia and Herzegovina? Who are we playing? But we've got them, and then I think, and again, it's all, they're still, everybody's in their final group game, but it looks like a winner of like Egypt and somebody else. But I think Egypt, I believe that will be Belgium barring the game tomorrow, because I think it's the winner of group whatever they're in, and Egypt and Iran are above them. Yeah, Egypt and Iran are above them because Belgium tied them both, but Belgium plays the doormat of the group tomorrow. So if they win that, they'll jump up to first, and then I'm assuming we will, barring Egypt winning their game, I think it'll be Belgium that would be our round of 16 potential matchup. And Egypt's good too, but Belgium would be the team. But I mean, if you look at, the Brazils and the Spains and the Englands and whoever else you want to classify in that powerhouse category, like Belgium's not really one of those. So I think quarterfinals is definitely on the table. Doable. I mean, again, it's like Ecuador lost or beat Germany today. There's been Cape Verde tied Spain. So anybody, again, it's truly anybody can win on any given day.
Today's game doesn't matter because, it matters for
It doesn't matter.
Matters nothing.
Neither team.
Not even for Turkey. Yeah, okay.
Turkey's eliminated, and we won the
goal differential. Doesn't matter.
Not unless you tie, and we can't tie because we already beat the other two teams. The first head-to-head is.
It doesn't matter with the next stage.
Yeah, I think they changed it too. Like it's more head-to-head than goal differential now.
Tiebreaker is head-to-head first, and then goal differential.
So they're just playing a little exhibition.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to bench every guy with a yellow card, which makes sense. So then there won't be an chance of getting suspended. If somebody were to get a red card today, they would get suspended for that game, which would not be good. But all of our yellow card important players are not starting. And Turkey's playing for pride. They're already eliminated. So I don't really know how the game's going to go. We don't need it. Would like to win it just because. So we'll see. But it really doesn't matter. And then the games right now, Netherlands will win their group. Japan and Sweden are tied. That game is important. And Paraguay and Australia are playing tonight to play for second and third in our group because eight third place teams get in. So those teams fighting for third place spots, or those games are important because only 8 of the whatever, however many get through. So we're in. Clean path, got a good draw. I think I was listening earlier. Netherlands group winner plays the second place team in the group that is Morocco, Brazil. It's like that draw is tough. The round of 32 is going to have Morocco versus the Netherlands.
Let them take each other out.
And the second place game is going to be the second place team, Japan or Sweden, will be getting Brazil. So, those draws not good. Our draw, good.
And might bang Brazil up a little bit. Bang whatever team gets out of there.
Banged up or dinged up, or red cards.
Yellow cards, yeah.
So, feel good. I am going to enjoy the ride. I don't know what our ceiling really is. If Zlatan says we could win it all if we play that well, I believe him.
Yeah. How about those bettors the other day?
What's
2
that?
plus goal. How about those bettors the other day? 2+ goals for Messi, Ronaldo.
People did it.
Haaland.
People did it. They did it 2 weeks, two games in a row. Those guys played on the same day, and they did it both times. And I bet them to score first, and Mbappe and Messi scored first. They all scored first the first time, and I missed that one. But they almost did it again, and Haaland didn't score.
2+ goals is a risky bet.
They've scored. I mean, Messi's got 5, Mbappe's got 4 or 5, and Haaland's got 4. They're just scoring. Those guys are machines. We wanted Flo Balogun to compete for the Golden Boot, and I don't think we've got a shot anymore. Those guys are they're too far.
Well, he's probably sitting out today. So
yeah,
he is. He's out. So I don't think we have an opportunity to take the Golden Boot away. Now, granted, the longer the teams go, the more goals you can score. So I mean, if somebody gets clipped, then we can make a little push back, but. I think those guys are running away with it. I don't know if we're going to have a shot there. Now, the Netherlands strikers got 3. There's a couple guys with 3, so it will be interesting to watch. But when those guys are hitting 2 a game, it's going to be tough to catch back up. But we will play Wednesday. We play tonight, and then we'll play July 1st, which will be, after or before this podcast comes out, so we won't know the result of that. But looking like Bosnia and Herzegovina. And then we'll see what happens from there. At that point, win or go home. And I want to keep winning. So we'll see there. But excited for that. Hopefully we get the win tonight, sweep the group. Mexico did it, and they were playing very similar to how we were. They didn't have to win, but they were playing in Mexico, represent for the country, run our home turf. So we'll see how that game goes. I did not get out to a movie, Crit. I know you mentioned having one. I did miss another Screen Unseen. PG-13, just couldn't make it. It was Young Washington, which was, as you probably could figure out, a movie about young George Washington. Looked it up, saw what it was. Wasn't mad I missed it because the one before was Lucky Strike that I missed, and it was also kind of a war-esque movie. And I do like war movies, don't get me wrong. I don't think this one is necessarily a war movie, but a historic George Washington movie. I was like, that's fine. And I finally went to Letterboxd to see, did I fuck this up or not? Lucky Strike was like a 2.8 or 2.9, and Young Washington was a 2.2. So we dodged a bullet with that one. Now, granted, maybe I would have loved it, but doubt it.
I would want Young Washington to be an R with a little bit of action,
PG-13.
Couple things going on. 13, yeah, it's more learning.
I was worried about the fact that PG-13 could be like maybe a good comedy or like some kind of a different type of movie, but when I saw this, I was not.
I want him to have gnarly ass wood teeth and leading him across the river. That's what I want if I'm getting a young Washington.
Yeah, I don't need the kid Washington. I need true young Washington.
Yeah, I need man Washington. Maybe that's the sequel.
Yeah. Well, young Washington doesn't look like he's doing too well.
Yeah, give me old Washington with the powdered wig and some buck teeth.
The thumbnail would be easy. Put the quarter on there.
Yeah.
But I do have one on Monday that I will go to, so we'll be back and hopefully get to one this weekend. So stay tuned on that. But nothing to report from me from the theaters. Crit, what'd you tune into over there?
It was a movie based on a book.
Those have not done well for me.
I was told to hold off because it did kind of intrigue me when we were scrolling through Netflix, because sometimes you just start scrolling through Netflix and you're like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Let's just click something. And it was on Lindsay's to read list. She read it, God love her, in basically a week. And I honestly forgot about it. And she's like, we're watching this tonight. I was like, good thing I just finished Apollo 13, so we can fire that up. But basically it's called Remarkably Bright Creatures on Netflix. Definitely a movie that you'd watch with your significant other, a little tearjerker. It's about a widowed woman who works the night shift in a small aquarium. She starts to bond with an octopus. The octopus's name is Marcellus, and it's played by Alfred Molina, who is also the character in Spider-Man 2 who plays Doc Ock. But he's just like a narrator, but it's kind of like fun. It's like, it's feel good, obviously, but there's parts where the octopus is talking and narrating, and it's kind of like National Geographic documentary of humans. It's like these fucking idiots. It's like these idiots don't know how to talk or whatever. Just it's fun. I think it was like a 3.8 on Letterboxd when I looked last night.
What would you give it?
I'd probably give it, based off of a book. There was parts of it that Lindsay kind of made me drop my rating a little bit, and I can't remember what it was, but that they just left out for, I think, maybe more PG concerns. But I'd probably give it a 3.2. I think that's where I would kind of land. I wouldn't give it a 3.
So you give it a 3.
I'll go right in the middle.
Yeah,
3.
You can't.
You legitimately could not rate it down in the box.
So
okay,
3.
well then we'll go 3.
3? Yeah. It can get to a 3.2, but not
bad for one of those movies though.
No.
Sometimes they get a little cheesy.
Yeah, that's why it's like it's not a 3.5 for me, because it did have some cheesy parts to it, but can share kind of who the actors and actresses are. Other
You'll have to check with Lindsay if she's watched or read Verity.
Verity.
It's I forget what the name of the author is, but she's got a ton of good ones. Mads was reading the last 4 chapters one night, months ago, and she's reading it out loud. I was like, let me hear what your book's about. We finished the book together and didn't go to bed till 3 a.m. That's how good it was. And that movie comes out this year, and Anne Hathaway's in it. So
that would be Colleen Hoover, who wrote Regretting You, of the movie that was absolutely dog shit. So hopefully, for your sake,
Anne Hathaway will help.
We didn't have Anne Hathaway. We had Dave Franco, and like I said, he was not able to carry the weight of that one. But yeah, those are hit or miss, man. And it's nice when you don't read the book, because you can really go in blind. And that's why
the octopus narrating parts of it was very funny to me. Just every time he talked was hilarious to me.
Yeah. Well, hopefully next week I'll have a couple movies to talk about because I haven't been since Obsession. I don't think. I think that was maybe the last one I saw, or I think I might have saw another Street Unseen. The Furious might have been my last one.
We've been watching the Duttons.
The what?
The Duttons. Little spinoff from Yellowstone, and we're caught up. Now, let me tell you, it's ramping up to be just as good. It's freaking good.
I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah.
Did watch House of the Dragon though.
Oh yeah, we're getting back into that.
We did kick things off with a bang. True Game of Thrones style fashion. People are always going to find things to bitch about. Just watch the episode.
Right. Just enjoy it.
They're just putting they're stomping their feet because of how long it's been. Like 2 years since the last episode. That's kind of how a lot of people are just sticking in their ground. Nope.
Well, and the death we got was like, well, in the book it was he did this and that's how he died.
You can't copy everything to the book, and I don't want him to.
I listened to the book. I think he pretty close.
I mean, yeah, but just the people again. Just everybody wants to bitch about something.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was good. I will be watching episode 2, and I will be watching episode 3, and so on and so forth.
Yep, and we'll wait 2 more years for season 4 when it comes out.
We can bitch about the length, and when it comes out, I'm locked in on Sunday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and I'm turning it on, and we're gonna be watching. So,
Dun, 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 dun.
you can't. It's just you get that going, and then you're in. You're all the way back. All the way back. I did watch 2. Shout out to the people on YouTube that will make like the 5-minute or the 3-minute recap of the seasons.
Yeah,
because like you look at some, and it's like 30 minutes. Like I'm not watching that.
I must just watch the whole season.
650. I need 10 minutes, and someone's got to deliver. And there was 2 videos of a guy who delivered. And all I needed. I didn't need.
Did you give him a like or a subscribe?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
It's got to be reciprocal.
I will remember. I will go back and like and subscribe to the channel. I will do that. And I hope someday he would do the same for us. But I did not very good about doing that. But I'm honestly not a huge YouTube guy.
Love YouTube.
I do too, but it's like maybe now that I've been playing more League of Legends and I've been watching some more videos of people that like character guides or whatever, I should start dropping the likes and subscribes on there. Like the only things I've done it on is like Nick and like Tim and some of those streamers, but yeah, I need to start spreading my likes and subscribes around.
And while you're at it, listen to us. Go ahead and give us a like, subscribe on YouTube.
Like and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, Trev, 2 characters from Dutton Ranch in our movie today.
Very true.
I know you probably noticed one. The second one, maybe probably still noticed it.
Interesting.
Yep.
Gentlemen, we do have a lineup from the United States of America posted. We've got Ricardo Pepe playing striker. Brendan Aronson getting his first playing time.
Great name.
Huh?
Great name.
Great name. Spells it wrong. Great name.
Ooh.
Gio Reyna will be starting at Cam. Tim Weah getting a start. Weston McKennie is the only everyday starter I see out here for us. Pepe started last game, but Berhalter's out there. Mark McKenzie, Austin Trusty, Miles Robinson, and our throwback old regime United States got some playing time last week. Actually not. Steve's lied to me. This guy's 23 years old. He said this guy was older dream. Unless there's another Scally on the team. Joe Scally's 23 years old. I don't think he qualifies for the old regime. Tim Ream, on the other hand, who typically wears the armband, would be part of the old regime that is playing. Weston McKennie is actually getting the armband today for the United States. So Tim Ream passes that baby off to Weston McKennie. I wonder if we're going to get Pulisic time today.
Probably in the last little bit.
Might as well get him some run.
Yep.
Didn't play last game. I think he'll probably sub on. Matt Freese. Oh, we're getting Matt Turner back there today. Freese is getting the day off. So our guy Turner, who's been nothing short of terrible for the United States net, but we'll see how they do. I mean, if they can win, resting guys and look good and play the same game, it would be nice to see because if you think about it, some of these guys, barring injury or
might need to play.
they get in, and if we look significantly different, that's not good because you have to sub in soccer. And we've got some subs, but we're not deep on paper. Turkey's playing for pride like we talked about. They're going to be looking to win, looking to score. They haven't scored a goal all tournament. If we can look competent, look like the same soccer team, play the same ball we've been playing, that'll be a positive sign for those guys that are going to have to give us minutes in the knockout round. So we'll see. Starting in about an hour, we'll stay tuned on that. But gentlemen, I know it didn't sound like we had a whole lot of gears to grind. I got something that's not necessarily a gear, but I think a good talking topic. My gear to grind would be kind of a pseudo hot seat from PMT here, but my gear would be we'll do a hypothetical gear here. If I was a Detroit Lions fan, I would have quite the gear to grind with Mr. Terrion Arnold. I don't know if you guys have seen this in the news. I don't think he'll ever play football again. I think getting some armed robbery and kidnapping charges for retaliation to a robbery of his own Airbnb.
I don't think either one of us should comment.
Yeah, you guys are probably not too
Packer fans, we're already kind of in it. I don't know what's going to come from it, but I did see a tweet after that. It was like, man, Bears and Vikings fans are staring at each other like, who's fucking next?
Yeah, you don't like to see that. And it's not much of a gear to grind. It just, it's tough.
What are you doing?
Young guy. It's like, yeah, I don't know.
That time of year, too. Yeah, it sucks.
Young kid. I mean, ruining his future. Their career's got to be over for football.
Yeah.
We'll see what ends up coming out of it. But
I would say that might void some of his contract.
Yeah, and then it's like, I mean, all those young guys, like, you don't forgive or think what they did was right, but you do.
Right.
Anybody that's that young that gets in those type of things, it's like, dude, especially at that stage, I don't want to compare an NFL guy to somebody that we've never heard of, but
right,
making mistakes at a young age and potentially putting a long time. I think he's facing like 35 years as like the max, something like that. So unfortunate. It would directly tie into one of my Oscars. Would go to Howie Roseman for drafting Quinyon Mitchell instead of Terrion Arnold 2 weeks before that. He took the All-Pro corner, the best man corner in the league, and
well played.
We did dodge a bullet on that one. It looks like so. Shout out to our GM Howie Roseman for one of my Oscars. I will see what you guys have, but I've got a couple more that I will throw out there for Oscars this week too.
Shout out Mad's mom for getting us some plants for our garden and putting them in there. We got some hydrangeas for the front.
How are the rodents?
The bunnies are subdued at the moment because I put some cages around the cucumbers. I don't think they like the peppers, so for now we're good. But I've been trying to sick Viking on him. He's worthless when it comes to chasing rabbits.
I'll send Ace your way.
Yeah, please.
He hates them.
Please put him on contract.
Ivy will be on a walk and there'll be a rabbit. Sometimes
you're on a free agent deal to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even see the rabbits when we walk by, but Ivy rarely notices them. Just walks right by. I mean, she stepped over a garden snake the other day and didn't even move. I
wish Ace would notice.
I kind of like startled because I just didn't see it either. But she just literally went right underneath her, like just walking right over it, no clue. So we put a little like plastic little, I don't know, it's like a dog type little, not like it's a plastic roll up fence that you can like cut and then put in places to block stuff off.
Mm-hmm.
We put one of those around our tomato plant because I noticed a couple of pieces and red trimmings all scattered out like a squirrel might have snagged one of my tomatoes, and wasn't happy about that.
No.
We tried to block them out. I'm like, they're squirrels. That's not going to do anything. They can go over the top of it, but it's somewhat of a deterrent, at least a minimal effort to block them. But yeah,
you guys ever see those squirrel launchers on YouTube? They'll like put a little trap out, and then like once he feels a weight, it just catapults him.
Oh man!
Oh, electric YouTube videos.
I might have to find. I mean, I don't know if you can buy those, but something.
Oh yeah.
I would like.
You forget where you live.
Turn them into
We're in the
squirrels.
United States of America. You can buy whatever you want
Yeah,
for rodent deterrent.
I wonder if it's a one-time use or if you can just cock that thing back.
Oh, you reload or spring it up.
Like a mouse trap, yeah.
Yeah, if we can reload it, that would be a
Little GoPro out there.
I would just sit on I'd have to find a good angle because if I was on the deck, they wouldn't come up. But if I could sit,
if you put enough food out there, they don't care.
Yeah, if I was just sitting there not moving, they would probably go over and.
Oh yeah, you put a
I'd
bunch
love
of
to see
peanuts
that.
up there.
Seeing that live, in person, would make me feel good.
It wouldn't come back.
No, I hope not.
I wouldn't.
Because guess what? If it did, that thing's cocked back and loaded.
Yep.
Send it right back where it came from.
Yep.
Well, no, good Oscar. Always nice to build out the garden.
All right.
Kurt, you got any?
Yeah, I got good old pool day. I know we've had one ourselves together. Matt came up last weekend, had ourselves a pool day on Saturday. Yeah, I think it was Saturday, and watched some World Cup games poolside, grilled some food, did reminisce on your old pool though, Brennan, because that place that's probably one of the best, if not the best, apartment pools in all of Colorado.
It's a good one.
It's crazy how nice that was. Golf sim, little cabana type inlets or whatever. Yeah, it was. But yeah, just a good pool day. Wasn't too hot. It's hot enough to warm you up and make you want to jump in the pool, but just good vibes the whole day. Just chilling, and grilling food, and
we have a water park walkable from our house. We walked up there Sunday. 2 30-year-old adults walking up to the water park at 10 a.m. and open. Sat up by the lazy river, hit that thing about 15 laps.
Hell yeah.
dodging nap time.
Had some za from the Barnacle Cafe that they got there. Pirates Cove would be the water park, and hit all 3 slides.
Oh yeah.
Hit all 3 slides. One of them's like 2 of them are closed. One of them's like the half open one where you can like hit the turns. The purple one they got is like a straight shot. That thing flies. I almost did a backflip coming out of it because my feet were up, and it's like I was cooking. The orange middle one is the open one. I was cruising. I was watching people go down that were definitely smaller than me that looked like it was slow, and then I'm going up and I'm launching in, and we're going as fast as we possibly can. I was cooking. Chelsea didn't go very fast. And then the yellow one is like the long enclosed one that's just like spinning around.
I don't know about you guys. I prefer the enclosed. I've heard about and seen about too many people with the half open ones just going whoop.
Well, and that's
and with my weight,
with my weight now. Yep. No thanks.
At a young age at Splashdown back in Illinois, you'd be on one of those. It was a big slide,
yeah,
cubes, and like 4 of you could be on there. When we would try to send it off the fucking side, and we never did. Obviously, I probably wouldn't be here. But the orange one, I was cooking fast enough that I was not leaning into the turns as much. I was leaning the other way and just rolling back in. But yeah, I mean, I think a jackass when I think about stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, if that's the way I go and I'm at a water park, I mean, I went out the right way.
I think I'd rather drown at a water park than
maybe the rest.
Yeah.
I like the half open ones because you can see like the cool thing about the enclosed ones. It's like pitch black and you have no clue when you're gonna get until you see the light.
Or the ones with the lights. Those are sick.
Yeah, those are cool.
Mm-hmm.
Those are cool. I like those too because it's light and then it'll hit a part where there is no light and you're like, oh shit, and then light back up. No, this one no lights. I mean, it's a nice little water park. It's like top left, lazy river, 3 slides, kind of like less kids, and then the middle when you walk in is like the big, jungle gym and the big. They have
how much to get in?
$22. So I was thinking about it. $44 to get in seems like a lot, but we had like a mini pizza.
And how long were you there?
Like 3 hours.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm like, if we went to like lunch at a bar, we're spending $100 on drinks and
you're not in a lazy river.
No,
we're going on slides.
Not hitting a water slide. So I was like, that's really not that bad. And the bullshit thing is, we walked there, right? It's like 7 minutes up the street.
Yeah.
It's not very far. And residents can get I think we could probably get a pass, but residents is $13.
What city are you in?
I'm in Littleton. This one's residents of Inglewood, and technically we're not residents of Inglewood, and I walk there. So we can't get the discounted price because we don't live in the county lines.
But if you can walk there.
Yeah, how are you going to tell me I can't pay the $13? It's
Pirates Cove Water Park.
Pirates Cove. And yeah, they got the bucket too from
I
Splashdown.
saw.
I've always wanted
Instagram story saying Splashdown.
I've always wanted to make an
That shit'll
adult
take your
only one.
pants down.
I wanted to make an adult only one where it's just free for all.
Bar.
No bar, open bar everywhere you swim up. It's got nobody listen to this, but my $1 million idea is to have a lazy river that has a drive-through.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, that would get hit quite a bit.
Have you been to the Gaylord, Brennan, for anything?
I did.
I went there for a conference. Yeah, Lindsay got to experience the fun part of it. I did not. I kind of did, but she got to actually chill out there. They have a lazy river, and when you're sitting out at your chairs or whatever, there's a waitress walking around getting you fruity frozen drinks and all that.
We had a work event there, and we had a cabana, and we hit the lazy river. We were racing the lazy river.
Yeah.
Inside, the slides are sick. They go. I think that one of them goes outside with a window. I had a few in me when I hit that water slide, and it made it a little better. One of our salespeople's like, guys, you got to try this slide. I'm like, yeah, I'm in. Early in the day,
I think you can take the drinks into the pool too. They're not.
Yeah,
it might have depended on. Yeah.
Have them there, but yeah, it was early in the day. Some people were hitting some slides. I'm like, I'm just chilling and hitting the lazy river, and a few hours later, I'm like, yeah, I'm in.
Let's go.
Slide. We golfed out there too. It's pretty cool. But yeah, that one's cool. And then we're going to there's a water world is in Thornton.
I've been there.
We're going there in within a week. So Matt always tells me Pirates Cove is where it's at, and I had not been yet. I'd be shocked if Water World is not better or bigger.
But I went there with Matt once when I first moved out here.
We were talking about Water World, and he's like, everybody's Pirates Cove.
Matt is the poster boy for these type of things.
He's tried it all.
He should be literally poster boy. You're looking for what your target audience is. You're looking at him.
Yeah, he's done it all.
He literally, I think, he's always about the one-off too. So I'm assuming Waterworld's bigger, maybe busier, and Pirates Cove smaller. But he was
probably that's probably a good estimate.
But the fact that we can walk there and we lost our pool is it cost us money. But to walk up, there's a couple months left for sure. We can go up there. Get there. Like I said, we
sounds like an easy walk. Yeah.
Opens at 10. We get there. We grab some good spot for chairs. Throw our shit down and
sweat your ass off on the walk. Hop in the pool right when you get there. Who cares?
Yeah. Water wasn't too bad. The water slide's a little bit cooler. The lazy river water was perfect temp, as you'd want it. You can't beat it. So, my other Oscars were just winning bets or betting with the boys. Just riding a bet, even if you lose. Me and Steez. Shout out the theme song here. Have had a pretty good World Cup. Still working back. Had some tough days, but overall up and just riding bets. We had a 3-leg parlay in the Austria-Algeria game, or Algeria Jordan actually. Algeria-Jordan. We had a goal or an assist from an Algerian that he picked. I had a guy on Jordan for a shot on target, which he got, and then we bet correct score 2-1, nailed it. So betting with the boys, win or lose, winning's awesome, obviously, but just riding a bet with the boys, sweating it out is always good fun.
So before you continue, I saw a funny meme. It was like LeBron would never lose to Algeria.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, goat debate's over.
Yeah,
I did see that. That was funny. My last Oscar just goes to my wife and obviously partially myself. Our third anniversary is on the 1st, so July 1st, Wednesday, when the United States will be playing in the round of 32.
Yoo-hoo.
celebrating this weekend, really. We've got a Rodney Atkins concert we're going to, and got a bottle of Dom Perignon that we'll be hitting as well. So not sure what else, but celebrating early. 3 years in the books on Wednesday. So that is that. I know my guy has left us, but we are moving into our episode 1 of our American Wheel series, which in honor of 4th of July tomorrow, for those of you listening. Went with America. World Cup's going on. USA's playing good soccer. Built out the wheel. We spun it last week. We landed on Apollo 13, which is a 1995. They call it an adventure drama when you Google that bad boy. It's based on a true story. It did happen. So not necessarily, I mean, it is an adventure, I guess. It is a drama, but based on a true story. Trav's not here for a synopsis. Geese gave you guys a spoiler alert last week for it, but pretty loaded cast. Tom Hanks is Jim Lavelle and crew. We got Kevin Bacon, Ed Harris in this movie, and a handful of others we'll get into. But essentially, the 13th installation of the Apollo missions to space, and Apollo 11 obviously being the first man on the moon. Apollo 13 supposed to be the second. So the crew actually gets substituted out about 6 months in advance, and then actually 2 days before, finding a new pilot, sending it off in outer space, successful launch. Shit hits the fan, for lack of better terms, while in outer space, and you really get to see the connection between the astronauts within the spacecraft and command, and back to the command center, and the different engineers and physicists and the people that are, behind the scenes trying to figure things out for these guys that are thousands of miles away, floating around in outer space, and they lose a lot of power, and they have to turn things off to save battery for their trip home, losing engines. So it gets cold. It gets the re-entry procedures are up in the air, and doubt settles into the minds of not only the astronauts but also the families back home. So based on a true story, if you wanted to not watch this movie and look up what happened, you definitely could. But definitely a movie I would recommend for based on a true story, as the person on the podcast that is definitely hit or miss on based on a true story movies. Definitely worth a watch. Crazy to think about how long ago this movie was, let alone how long ago the mission was and where we are today. So my first time watching, I don't know about you guys, but would love to hear thoughts from you about Apollo 13.
Yeah, it's first time watch for me, but I just was nerding out the last few months about the Artemis missions and Apollo missions, and I'd watched Apollo 11, which is on Netflix, I believe. I think Apollo 13's on there as well, but it's a different version where it's just like all the radio calls and everything. But I think they did a really good job with this one of just like feeding the actual feel of what went on instead of just like the radio calls and interviews and everything. Like you're saying, you could just go on Wikipedia and figure out what happened, but there's not the same effect of, he's sitting there in the thing coughing, fever 104, and it's below freezing in there. It's the feeling is crazy, and the backstory of who should have went, who could have went, why they still carried out with it, and just kind of like the bad luck behind everything. And a lot of the stereotypical things around the number 13 was cool to see in the movie of like, although it's a greid number, Brendan. It's a great number.
It is nice to have it as my favorite number because none of those apply to me.
Correct.
Lucky number 13.
Kurt, what'd you think?
13th is a cool day.
I think this was like, I don't think I've fully watched it. And if I did, I totally didn't remember it. I knew it was based on a true story. I refused to because sometimes when I'm like looking at true stories, I'm like always guilty of just looking at my phone, like what's going on here, what's going on there. And I was just fully locked in, and I thought they were goners because so many Apollo missions, I couldn't remember which one was successful, which one wasn't. Just the way it ended, I was like, oh.
We're all the way
Just
back.
round of applause, America. Yeah. But yeah, no, I like some heavy hitters.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about it before. Like 2 of them are in Dutton Ranch right now. There's a few others that I can't really name off the top of my head, but just so
Tom
many
Hanks,
actors and
Kevin Bacon.
actresses. Well, yeah, those two for sure. But I feel like there was some in there that aren't as notable, and couldn't believe how many stars were in that.
Well, I think they based this off of a novel that was written about the mission. So I think that helped it out too. I think if they just straight up went off of the facts, I don't think it would have been as good. I'm sure the novel kind of added some theatrics and some flair to pieces of the story, and I'm sure they did the interviews and everything, so it probably made it a little bit easier to make this movie. But yeah, I just nerd out watching these movies and like just thinking about how they could have done it, and even some of their figures of like, if this is the moon and this is the Earth, the target they're trying to hit is as thin as this piece of paper, and you're like, oh, well, you're cooked. They don't even have any devices to figure that out. They got a little scope. They're trying to find the Earth. But
no, it's nuts. A couple fun facts that aren't related to the movie. Oh, I guess one of them is this is on Prime, and it was not free. It was rentable. My Prime account is through my wife, so I swiped that card. And one time I sent her $5 for doing that. She's like, "Why'd you send me $5?" I'm like, I rented a movie. I don't care. We continue to run that thing up and wait till she notices, and then we'll see what we owe in the back pay. But chalk this one up to my wife's card.
Thanks, Chelsea.
Time. Thank you for letting me watch that. And the second piece was just Geese. When I asked what the significance of Apollo 13 was last week, it was because the significance was it was the first successful failure. I did not need him to go into gibberish about exactly what happened on the mission and how I need to read a history book because I didn't know, and all this bullshit that he spewed off. First successful failure is what the notoriety around this mission is, not explaining what happened and they had to, piss in bags and keep him on board because the heat shield was going down. And,
well, it is typical.
It's a good thing I didn't listen to him.
Yeah, typical Geese fashion.
I forgot what he said when I started watching because it was so much just shit that I didn't need. And I was starting to think they were going to die. I was like, did he say they died? Like, I was like, did they? So it helped me watch the movie because whatever he was saying, way too much.
Typical Geese fashion. He just blurted it out. While I'm pretty sure if you listen back to the pod, I said, yeah, it was the first successful failure.
Yeah, you said it afterwards. I'm like, you need a spoiler alert for like exactly what's going to happen in the movie that I'm about to watch. Thanks for that. Luckily, I didn't remember anything that he said, but and then turned it back on me for not knowing exactly what happened, and not just telling me what most people would say about the significance of the journey. So, but one thing I did like about it a lot was the timeline advancements they did. It was quick, but it worked. You know what I mean? From the start to, 6 months out of they are now the crew that's going to be on the ship to however many days in advance of, Ken is going to catch the measles because Hayes has it. So they're going to boot him and then they get Swaggart and it's like all this. I'm thinking there's so much bigger picture topics to talk about here and like your thought processes of what you do like being in Jim's shoes 2 days out and either we're putting a new crew in or you're taking this guy as a pilot because Ken's not coming. Your call. You're going to outer space, man. Like I know he's been there. I know he's done different ships. Like
he has gone. This is landing on the moon.
Yeah, you're landing on the moon. Your pilot's gone 2 days out, and then you're getting a new guy backup plan who hasn't sat in the simulator for the last 6 months with you. And then to decide to still go because that's what these guys do.
If you're allowed to use your ego in anything, I think going to land on the moon is worth it, especially if the guys that are coming with you are like, yeah, let's go.
That's what I mean. Like
you could put your ego aside and go, you know what? We might catch it. You guys go ahead. But we're going to land on the moon. See ya. You guys can stay here.
Like, it's hard to put your mind, like, because that's what it feels like, an astronaut's goal would have to be these missions.
100%.
And you're not always going to be the one that's picked to go.
Right.
So you're not going to pass that opportunity. If you've got to tell Ken he can't make it, and I decided we're still going. It just, to me, thinking about it from somebody that has no chance of going to space in my foreseeable future, or has been trained to do so, I'm like, God, fuck that. My pilot is out now. I'm leaving in 2 days. Like, no, I'm not going. This is like their Super Bowl, like at a bigger scale. So like that decision, the timeline, like I said, I think it all worked out and they told it and it all made sense and it moved quick enough to get to the main plot. But the decisions that these guys make is just, I'm not going. If that happens to me, as me right now, let's say you're you and you're like, these are your two guys that you're training with and you're sitting in here with, nothing. You're just like, I'm taking a
Well, but just put it in terms of this right now, just the three of us, and you had to take Crit out and throw somebody we know but have never worked with before. Like, obviously, doing a podcast isn't going to kill us.
No,
but I'd probably turn it down. I'd be like, I'll wait for Crit to come back in a couple weeks.
Yeah. Going to space and like all the uncertainty.
But if Jim and what's the other one? Not Fred or
Fred?
Yeah, Jim and Fred, they're in. Like they're all in. And Swigert, being a bachelor, he's got nothing to lose. So like I think that's the piece that makes him go, you know what, we can probably make this happen. We were going to go regardless, so our families aren't going to feel any different.
Right.
And Swigert's not going to have a new family come in and go, whoa, wait, he's not as trained in or whatever. Well, they're sending it. And it wasn't their fault. It was nobody's fault. That's 2 years ago, like they said at the end of the movie, 2 years prior, that's where that fault ended up coming into the Saturn rocket. And the rocket.
It would have happened. Would have happened regardless.
Yeah.
But how do you feel if you're Ken and then he never got measles ever? Like after the movie, they tell you like, I don't think did they say in the outros that he ever went to them? Like,
yeah. He did Apollo 18. I think.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, but I just like, could you imagine like you're not going and then 6 months out you're they tell you you're going, your life is like peak. You're going to the moon, and then 2 days before you get cut.
Well, and think of this too. They don't know that there's going to be 18 missions. No. They're already talking about budget cuts and like, hey, we've already been to the moon. We don't need to go back. Yeah. So like, there's another layer of I don't know if I probably am never going to have this opportunity again.
This is it. Yeah.
So that makes sense. And I was looking it up earlier. The equivalent of $1 billion today per mission is what they were spending on the Apollo missions.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Well, I mean, it brings up another massive topic. When you're watching this movie and you start to feel, and it's like so many things like
absolutely
this direction can go in. Like the world comes together for like tragedies, not usually something good, right? Like the world is on board to watch this thing, try to get home, and we're all together. And you start to feel like you're watching a war movie. You're like, these people are, doctors saving lives, and it starts to like, you're in it. You're emotionally connected to this movie and getting these guys home, and everything that's happening back in the command center. And I was kept struggling with the idea of like, and I think I've said this during the space series. You can't compare these guys to military. You know what I mean? Like that is totally different. You get the same kind of emotional feeling or connection, like we got to get these guys home, but like that is like they're not comparable because you don't have to go to space. Right. Like I struggle with it. And I think going back to the comment you made is like, I'm not somebody who's necessarily for or against space. Like it's cool, it's fun to watch, it's cool to see. We won't ever see any sort of extreme benefit from going to space in our lifetime. But the comment that they made, or Tom Hanks and Jim made, when the guy's like, we've already been to the moon, why do we need to go back? And he's like, well, if Columbus never came back to, we would never have America if Columbus after he found America. So that's when I started thinking like meta fucking physics. Like, can you even imagine the time where what these space trips actually do mean to a future human species down the road? Like generations and generations, like what these trips, and this was in like the 1970.
1970, yep.
And we're in 50 years later, and we're not we're not living anywhere else, or have plans of doing so, or having massive necessarily massive benefits to doing it. But when you think about it in the way they quoted it, it's like, well, yeah, who knows what could happen?
Exactly. Like you think the Egyptians building the pyramids, like whatever, like it's pyramids, sick.
Yeah.
But what does that have to do with anything? Well, I'm sure there's, the fact that they built that near the river and the languages and the constellations, and that has to do with space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even that's crazy. But it's a pretty wild comment of like, what is it going to look like 2,000 years from now?
Like, yeah, what like us going back, because again, I'm not the people that want to bitch and cut funding for space missions and whatnot, like whatever. I have no good argument against that,
right?
But I also don't have I don't care if we're doing it. It's cool. It's like there is some purpose that those people that are way smarter than me have thoughts and ideas about, that it could benefit us someday. But when the Columbus comment, I went down just a rabbit hole. It's like those are the thoughts that'll keep you up at night.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what if
and we're just
we have to leave?
We're just a sack of bones and flesh, just on a rock flying through nothingness, and we just happen to be here at the time where we can watch Tom Hanks fake being in a moon flight, and we get to talk about it online. So, if you're listening to this in 2,000 years. Come back in time, because you probably have a time machine, and let us know how cool it is.
We need to know what actually happened from the space missions that we've done. But yeah, it's a and then like there's so much out there. It's like the only two things left. Not the only two things left that we don't know, but like the deep sea and the space is like the two things we really have not learned nearly like a hint about, and we're gonna continue to try to figure it out because it's human nature.
I gotta get you into the rabbit hole of these Artemis missions. I was explaining to you before the pod what they're doing now. It used to be Apollo, and I think in Greek mythology the twin sister of Apollo is Artemis. I don't know if that's right. I think it is. So they're mimicking and going back to the moon. Like that's why it's called that. Number one, Artemis 1 did an unmanned lap around the moon, which is crazy. Like you're just computing it and you're throwing it 280,000 miles away, wrapping it around a rock and sending it back home. That's crazy. 2, I think, was the one they just did that sent them, and they did their own lap and took pictures of the dark side. 3, they're going to test out the equipment that they're going to land on the moon with in, I think, 4 and 5. And then anything past that, I think they were thinking about doing the moon base. And that's all before the mid 2030s. So that's in our lifetime that we might be getting, significant cool things being sent back from the moon to us. So that would be to your argument of potentially like, how are we going to see any benefit? That might be the benefit that we see of them taking these precious minerals and metals and stuff. And it's a YouTube rabbit hole, and NASA's got it on their website, but I have to go down and see one of those flights. If you haven't been to Cape Canaveral and the Kennedy Space Center down there, it's really cool. I think I went when I was like 12 or 13. That's the best time to go. I mean, it's always a good time to go. But when you're like just before high school and you're just like curious about everything, sickest time to go.
Well, my favorite field trips growing up was like the planetarium when you're seeing the constellations on the ceiling. And
we had one in middle school. We had a planetarium in middle school, in like a theater aspect.
In school?
In school, yeah. We had a planetarium where it was like a big screen up above, and the teacher would play with the constellations and
Yeah.
give us the history of all of them.
So
Spoiled rotten. Yeah.
yeah, you're from a
We
town of like
had to go.
Oh, not in Brainerd Baxter. They kind of combined the school district, so there's like
oh, okay.
there's 20,000 people in our school classes would have like 500 plus, and
Yeah.
all that
We
money
to the
would go
museum
towards
for
the
that
school.
shit.
Yeah, so sick.
Yeah, the planetarium was always a blast. But yeah, it just blows my mind. And not only back to your point of when they're calculating, here's the Earth, here's the Moon, we're shooting for the thickness of this piece of paper.
Mhm.
Just everything that they have to do out on the ship in space. Like when they lose the guidance and being able to really understand which direction they're going, and manually handling the ship through your, like you said, your little red dot on your MP5. That you're trying-
And if you do it for a second less or a second more, you could be off in a never land, and you'd never have an opportunity to come back.
ever, yeah, the goal,
Ever. You're just floating till death.
yeah. I mean, I don't know, dude.
Did you watch the landing of the most recent one, the Artemis 2? Did you watch any of that?
Like landing on the moon?
No, like them splashing
Landing-
down.
Yeah, I did see that.
So it was cool watching this movie because I think they learned a lot from not only this mission but a lot of the Apollo ones of like re-entry and their best bet of getting in. How they were doing it back then, they would just find the angle and just let it burn and hope that the heat shield survived.
Yeah.
Well, now they're doing it where they actually calculate the skip. So like they'll skip, they'll enter in, go really hot, and they'll skip off the atmosphere, and that slows it down so it's not as burning, and then it'll come down a little bit slower and not have as much of an effect. And I think a part of it is from them learning these angles and entries from all these Apollo missions. So, I mean, even those ones in the 60s and 70s are teaching people in the 2020s how to enter in from coming back from the moon.
Yeah.
You know, and their computer
the
was the
things they didn't
size of our
calculate.
house,
Yeah.
you know, and they have an iPhone out in space taking pictures of the moon now. You know, it's
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah, they had like, I mean, they got like the wind up camera back then, you know, that they're
Yep.
trying to broadcast. And how bullshit for, you know, something like that to be not on TV when they're like the networks dropped us. Like all the networks dropped us. Like this is not even on TV. And I do like how they lie in the right way to the astronauts
Yep.
about like we're not going to tell them that it's until they get back that was not on TV. Like you can't kill morale in a spacecraft. You saw it in the movie when Jack starts to kind of lose his mind a little bit, and him and Fred are going at it, and it just gets a little antsy when things are not going the right way. And you know, if like even the smallest bit of doubt or nobody cares, or you know, like when they're broadcasting and trying to do the video from inside the ship, if you tell them like, hey man, yeah, like appreciate it, none of the TV stations were showing that, like they're just gonna feel like idiots. And
Right.
I think the white lies that they have to tell in order to keep morale high, keep the guys' heads on straight, because I'm sure I don't know how much different it is now in terms of the room that you have, but like you're not in a luxury penthouse in those things. Like it's pretty close quarters. You're probably bumping into each other. You're all pissing inside, and the guy puking was absolutely disgusting. I can even imagine that, like floating around the camera in the shades and doing all the fun shit. But if the guy pukes and like it's just floating around,
Oof.
I was like, that was absolutely disgusting. Like in that setting, there's no worse place to puke than in zero gravity.
I try to just wrap my head around the feeling of walking that catwalk, strap yourself in, and like that scene where they're getting in there and the person's got their boot on Tom Hanks' shoulder and is just ripping on the thing to strap him in.
Yeah.
And you're about to hop on this, you know, I think it's almost 400 feet tall. It's hundreds of thousands of tons of pounds with hundreds of thousands of tons of rocket fuel, let alone just fuel. You know, it's just crazy. You're just in a little pinpoint top, and this massive thing has got to send you into space. That feeling's got to be unbelievable.
I wrote that down. Because I always had asked the question: is there any bigger adrenaline rush than like walking into an octagon or up to the boxing ring? You know, like you're about to step in and fight somebody in front of millions of people one on one, and it's you or you kill or be killed, right? Like that to me was always like I can't imagine.
1A, 1B.
Now I watch this, and it made me think of that, and I'm like, getting strapped into a spaceship
They're purposely sending you into space.
and getting launched into outer space might be a little bit different in terms of adrenaline.
Be the last time you were seeing.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, I think I would have to say I think this would trump that
Yeah, in a way. I think the anxiety would be
higher.
through the roof. Yeah.
Maybe, depending on who you are. Yeah. Yeah,
Being
I don't
the
know.
pilot, being the pilot too in that situation where you gotta like. But then again, I was thinking of it too. It's crazy that we're talking about this. I was thinking of it when I was watching today. When you're strapped in there, yes, the first few minutes, like your heart's probably just like, oh, we're doing this thing. But once you get locked in and you have like a mission or something to do, like your focus, and that's the coolest thing about being a human is like you just get locked in and you do it. You don't even pay attention to anything on the outside.
Yeah. That goes to say, I mean, that would probably be
Same thing with fighting or
Fighting.
playing football or anything. You know,
They don't have that. Like some of those guys don't get nerves. Like they just
no.
The nerves happen beforehand, and then
We're probably more nervous
once
watching.
the rocket launches. It's exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's like one of the most dangerous parts too, is just liftoff.
yeah,
Like getting the thing out is one of the most. I mean, coming back obviously is definitely up there, but
yeah.
takeoff is always the kind of the. I mean, they say the same thing about planes, right? Like landing and taking off is always the most kind of
Yep.
that would be on paper the most stress induced thing.
Mhm.
Once you're up there, you know it's pretty smooth sailing, but in space, yeah, I mean the rush of the boosters just take that thing is cooking. That thing is moving.
Well, and they were huge back then. I don't think they're big, but they're not as big now. The Artemis rockets,
Yeah,
but still.
it doesn't make much sense. But shout out Jack for parking that sucker when he got
Yeah.
up there on 2 days' notice. It's like winning a fight, 2 days' notice, you know. I mean, again, it's like all the small details in what they do is like you are cooked if you fuck that up. Like there is no question.
You need to do hundreds of things perfect.
Yeah, there's no redos. Like the simulators obviously help, but once you're there, there is no run it back. Like that is one and done, or
Yep.
we are in big trouble.
Yep.
So shout out to Jack for hard docking that thing. And then I had a note there right underneath that: just being in space would be so cool.
Yeah.
It would be so cool, dude. I don't.
Once you
think
pass the nerves.
would you guys ever like if you had the opportunity someday in your lifetime to go? Would you do it?
Yeah.
I don't think I would. I could.
I would do that before skydiving.
At this stage, I probably would. Yeah.
I would do that before skydiving.
Yes, me too.
I'd have to be like.
We've lived a good life.
I'd have to be like 75. Like, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Twofold. One, 75 or older. Sure. Second, that's another 40 years of advancements in how this stuff works. And
75 is a stretch, though. Your organs might not be able to take it.
sure.
Hey, Brendan and I were talking about how long these astronauts are living. I mean, they're in their 90s. They're dying at almost 100 years old. If I go to space, might be fountain of youth.
25 might be the new 30 when I
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
Earlier.
I don't know if I could get myself barring like, you know, it's like I think Musk or whoever had plans of taking people on field trips to outer space. Like if we got that process rolling and it was similar to just flying, then yeah, I'd probably go. But like that, the thought of doing that is what would keep me from going. Like that is such a far journey and just so much unknown right now. Like I would not just if right now, Trav, they're like, hey man, you want you got the golden ticket. We're sending you on the next trip. I don't think you're going.
Elon, this is what's crazy. His first aim was to send people to Mars this year. The new goal is 2029 or 2031
To Mars.
to Mars, and it's a multiple. I think it's like a 4-month window. Like they will have to be there for a good amount of time, because once you go like the distance between each other, and they use the moon as a slingshot and all that shit that I'm not smart enough to figure out.
Yeah.
Like they're going to send people to Mars, and that's insane.
Dude,
That's insane.
thinking about watching The Martian again, and like even thinking about the moon base and what the Martian had, like what Matt Damon's character had on Mars, like having that actually real life on the moon. Something similar to that.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. If we're going to be able to see it.
And then we're
That's
going to
insane.
lose someone. They're going to take those tractors or whatever across the moon and survive.
So
Just like Damon did.
here's the crazy part about like geography and space in our solar system. So Mars can be as close to us in orbit where light takes 3 minutes to get to it. It can also be as far enough away where it takes 22 minutes to get to it. So think about the difference of when it's its closest, it takes 3 minutes to transmit a message because sound waves go the speed of light in space. Because when you go to the moon, it's 1 light second away.
Yeah.
That's why it could, they can do the radio thing so quick. But when you're on Mars, it takes 3 minutes. Imagine if something went wrong. You're sitting there 3 minutes. Holy shit. How do you react? Like the logistics of that is going to be even crazier.
Delayed responses. I mean, even in this movie, they're talking about 3 minutes of reentry.
Yeah. And they didn't hear anything. They didn't even hear anything from him.
So, the first people that go to Mars, if there's any sort of delay on either side to a response, you're going to think we're cooked.
Right.
Yeah, all those. Yeah, the math that goes into this stuff is just so crazy. Like, I can't even imagine sitting. People talk about wanting to sit in the war room for NFL draft. Could you imagine sitting in the command center and just listening to the conversations that are happening and just being a fly in the wall?
I recommend watching the Apollo 11 on Netflix because that's all it is. There is no narration. There's no other editing. It's all just raw footage from the mission, like from start to finish, with I think some text in there. And a lot of it is like at the command center, like missions like, this is Houston coming in, the actual things that they said, no actor portrayals, no nothing. It's really cool. And I thought they had the Apollo 13 one, but
probably the worst thing you want to hear at the command center is Houston, we have a problem.
yeah.
That is not what you're looking for when you're sitting in the command center. And it is a legendary quote. Like,
Yep.
Houston, we have a problem. It's a legendary quote. But
Yeah, 2024, they came out with Apollo 13 Survival, is what it's called on Netflix, which tells the nail-biting true story of the 1970 lunar mission using fully restored original archival footage, audio, and interviews. So I might have to dive into that tomorrow and
just hearing the comms.
hear that. Yeah,
Dude, and they have to stay calm.
that's the hardest part, I
Like, when
think.
they're not communicating, both sides are freaking out. Like, up in space, they like you again. We talked about it earlier, but you see them start to lose their cool and then back down. Like, if you're the man in charge and these people telling you can or cannot do things, it's like, no, we have to do this. Like, there is no. I don't need the theories and the predictions. Like,
And think if the chief, the guy in command, picked a different person's point of view and went with it, and it was wrong.
Yeah.
Like he picked the perfect order of people saying the right things in order for those things to go right. And
Right.
to think of the CO2 filter. I mean,
That's
these
what
people
I'm
are
saying.
geniuses, man. Even in 1970.
it's like you've got to put this in this, and you have that to do it.
And to think, like 100 years before that, they were horse and buggy.
Yeah, yeah.
The smartest person's putting a painting together or an architect. Like, those are the smartest people on the planet. These guys are building CO2 filters from 300,000 miles away from these people that are in space, and all they have is radio communication
to coach them through it. And they ripped the bag.
Yeah.
And they had to re-troubleshoot like how.
Yeah.
Well, you got one more. That's all you got.
Take your
Better
sock.
get it right this time.
Take your sock on one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. A legitimate square peg in a round hole, or vice versa, that they're doing from the hundreds of thousands of miles.
And lest we forget what we're doing this series on. One of the most American things ever is figuring this shit out. Sending somebody to the moon don't work. Nah, we're gonna figure this. We're bringing our Americans back. I bet you the Russians would have just left them. Screw it. We got hundreds of millions more.
Well, they did say Nixon was on the phone. They're like,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. They're coming home.
Yeah.
Sorry about your luck, bud.
Give us some odds here. 5-1, 3-1. He's like, they're coming home.
Just tell them. Yeah, I think they were like, just tell them 3-1.
Well, the head guy, Ed Harris's character was like, tell them they're coming home, and then like he walked away, and the other guy's like, give him 3-1. Tell him 3-1. Probably longer odds than that.
It was probably closer to 1,000 to 1.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, all those things had to go right.
3-1 sounds good. It was not 3-1.
But technically, every bit of those thousands is a 50-50. And they just
Correct.
hit all the 50-50s.
It was 50-50. They were going to get home or they weren't.
Fact.
And they cashed the 50 on all of them.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean thousands of things, and like the order they do it. Like Tom Cruise, Jim's character, when he's like, "There's 1,000 steps of this for us to get home safely," and
we're on
step
6
or 6.
Yeah.
We're talking about 692. Like, you're not even close to having to worry about
It goes to show the fact that they were sleep deprived, deprived, and the CO2 is getting to their heads. Like, just a recipe for disaster that they've figured out.
Yeah, it's got to be like a legit. Not, I wouldn't say miracle, because there's people actively working in there to get it done.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to take anything away from them, but the fact that they did do it is...
I would say the miracle is them not blowing up.
Yeah.
Then the rest is obviously calculatable, and they could. It was obviously possible after that, but
it wasn't a
blew up. That's what they could do.
Yeah, it wasn't a miracle. They saved the power. They figured out how to save the correct
Right.
amps to get them there. Which was also crazy when the guy, they bring Ken in to do the trial runs to try to get them a procedure to get them to re-enter and how they can use it on the correct amps that they had to save or stay under 20, I think it was. And just the trial and like, can you even think of the amount of times, like, this is a movie, right? Like, at the end of the day, this was a 2-hour movie of a thing that lasted days, weeks or whatever it was, like 7, 8, whatever. I can't remember exactly how long this was. This is like multiple days. And we get it in 2 hours. Like, can you imagine how many times Ken and John were going through like the 20 amps and how many attempts they went in that simulator to get it to where they needed it to be? I mean, it had to have been just
Hours.
forever, dude. Days, Like, it was multiple days when they're coming back. This trip was 5 days.
Yep.
So
almost 6.
It's like when they say you're watching Law and Order and, like, to be a lawyer, it's like, oh, we just go to court and you win or lose and you got another case. Like, no, dude, these things take months. This is a 2-hour movie, and this trial and error and the things they figured out, like even building the filter, hours, dude, hours. It wasn't 10 minutes, and they were like, oh,
They calculated for
Hours
2.
and on a timeline.
yeah.
Like, they had to get it right at a certain point, not just like, I think this will work.
The items they had in the command center was all those guys had. And if it did
Yeah.
not work or they fucked up something, they had to figure out whatever other items they had because they weren't able to send a new one.
Right.
And the oxygen's, where it's at. They're not getting any more of that. But just the 10 minutes you see in the movie to get like, okay, they figured it out. It's awesome. Like, it did not take 10 minutes for those engineers to figure out how to put that fucking filter into the CO2, to figure it out and drop the CO2 levels from them like that. And I think that would probably even go to show, and I would be interested to learn more about how long the CO2 was rising in real time for them and how much it did affect them before the filter actually was replaced. There's a certain level where it would have killed them, but like it had to have been affecting them
Yeah.
mentally and all those things. Like it had to have gotten to the point where there was physical and verbal changes. Not to mention the sleep that you talked about. These guys are not sleeping.
Right.
It just there. You take this 2-hour movie and you blow it up into 5 days. Like these things took so much longer than what we saw.
Yeah, and imagine being at home, just sitting there watching on a black and white or barely color TV, and then you can't even watch the first bit, but the only bit you get to watch is them trying to bring them home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they don't show the
just
fun
the speaker on her nightstand.
Yeah,
that's what she was given.
Yeah,
like a radio in your kitchen, And they're so negative. Like the media, even then, it's like they're not giving the people any hope. It's like the only hope's coming from the Space Center, not
media. Jim Lovell's wife had like a NASA speaker.
Yeah, she was getting the real comms,
which was just straight torture chamber.
Yeah.
Like, all night for, I guess, 5 nights straight. But
yeah,
fuck that.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
How about Neil and Buzz coming in to talk to the grandma or the mom?
Was that them or no? Like was Buzz and Neil actually them acting?
Oh,
this could be a stupid question, but
like was it the real life people? Was it the real life ones in there?
Actually, no. Okay, I was gonna say I didn't think so, but
because it was sending it back to the 70s. They were already old in 1995.
Yeah, that's true.
And honestly, they look nothing like him.
I was just thinking about Starsky and Hutch, and I was like, did they actually get Buzz and Neil Armstrong to come in and calm Grandma?
Did you guys talk about Grandma? It's like my son could fly a washing machine.
Yeah,
I think we're okay. Don't cry now.
Yeah.
She was totally delirious.
When she asked the daughter if she was worried and if they could make a washing machine fly, my Jimmy could land it. That's what she said. That was an electric quote.
That's a line. That's a bar right there.
Mom was not concerned.
No.
At all.
How about that? How about people that were 70 years old watching that? Like you were born in 1900, before the automobile. and they're sending people to the moon and failing and still wrapping them around the moon and bringing them back.
Yeah.
I think that's crazy. Even now, people that are 100 years old now that were born in 1926.
I think anybody
pre-World War II.
Like, I'm fortunate enough to still have my grandparents. It's like the people that grew up in their time, the shit that they've seen. I mean, like, COVID was like to us, it was like odd, but to them, it was like, what the fuck is this?
Literally.
Another one.
Yeah, like, COVID was, I mean, even, and that's just like not even like, COVID was obviously not good, but that's not going from, the cell phone to a rocket ship. It's not any landlines to people on the moon. Like that is insane from where they started their lives.
Yeah.
Where we've started ours. Like I can't really pinpoint. I'm sure there's plenty of shit. Like even phones in our age have gone nuclear and Wi-Fi. And
I think some of that is there's technology that we don't get to see.
Yeah.
That's advancing. I think that's what might be distorting it a little bit. And like every iPhone's kind of the same as the last, and TVs are not that much different.
And we were born into technology where they weren't. So all of it is new. Like they do remember the
we were kind of like born into technology, but like we also had that like be outside.
It's the zillennial gap.
We were born in one of the best eras, in my opinion. Like,
for sure.
We were told to be outside, experience the outdoors, like do all these things, but also like
I can troubleshoot a TV.
Phones. I could troubleshoot a TV. I could do all these things. Like it's pretty good era to be born in, boys. But we weren't born in this era.
Yeah, I think a lot of the technology now, like you mentioned, like the advancements are things that you wouldn't just notice on a day to day.
Yeah.
Like they can't invent TV for us. Like we've already seen it. Or, I don't
I
know
think-
what would be next. Holograms would be fucking awesome. Like think of
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh, the TV show, and like the battle, fields they're playing on, and they put a card down, and then this fucking beast spawns. Like that would blow my mind if that actually.
Well, I think they just.
That's probably with VR.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was going to say. The technology has shifted to just VR doing that.
Yeah. True.
Whereas I would love to have it just like in the space. Like I do it in my room. Augmented
Trav's got
reality is the
glasses.
same,
That's literally what's going to happen. Trav's going to be like, I already have the glasses, boys.
yeah.
Yeah.
Shit's happening
But
right
then
in front of
again,
me.
like you gotta have a battery pack that lasts, that isn't as bulky. Like we're still a little bit behind on some of the things. Like our imagination can think of this technology that nobody could think of back then. But I feel like it's going to take a little bit to get it to commercial use. But what I was saying earlier,
VR is like that will be what the mind blowing thing, and I already did. Like anytime I haven't done a ton with it, or like the gaming, the Oculus or whatever the hell
I've got one and it's sick.
Oh yeah, it's like I've done them, and I did like the first time I put one on, and you have to be in an area that or people watching you, because you could easily just run into a wall or like punch something. Like you've seen the boxing fails of people hitting somebody, but like I remember putting one on and being in like a Star Wars battleship and like almost running into like a shed, because like you're in there, like you are in a different place. So, and they've done so many movies and TV shows based on what it could be, and like we're gonna get there. That shit will blow my mind. Like imagine playing, I don't know, a game as simple as RuneScape, but like you're the character and you're in there and you're just laying on your couch and you're moving around, chopping wood, fishing. And I can see how that can be a downfall at some point, where like that's all you want to do is just be in another world. But I can't imagine. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're not seeing it as much because we have so much already. But
we've seen it grow so fast. It's just like from literally almost ground zero.
I guess,
as far as computers are concerned.
I guess like self-driving cars are like when you see a car that has like no one in it. There's like I don't know what they're called, but there's little like taxis out here. I'm sure they're everywhere, but I don't know the brand.
Waymo.
Yeah, and they're just people in the back, and it's just driving. There's nobody in the driver's seat. Like that is
pretty cool.
The first time I saw that, it blew my mind. And then my buddy that has a Tesla, when he's like, check this out. And like we were standing in like an alley in front of his parking lot, and the car just backed itself out and pulled up.
Coming to get you. Yeah.
That shit blew my mind. Like, I guess I have seen things that are blowing my mind, but like, I think since we already had so much technology, like going to the moon is not as crazy because it happened in.
I think I need to lead the push on people getting excited over these Artemis missions. That's going to be cool, and it is cool. I was just like all in on the last one. I was tracking where they were. They have the app and the website where you can like see how far away from the moon they are, how fast they're going, and then like you get the little live streams. It's not going to be as crazy until they land back on the moon. Like this one, they just took a lap. Like that's pretty cool. But to see people go back and step on the moon again, I think should reignite some people's
needed.
Yeah,
Big
patriotism.
It's not like I get your point, and it will be cool, but it's not like my point of holy shit, we did it. You know? Or like we're seeing a car drive itself with nobody in it. That blew my mind. Like that is those are the things that I think we get less of because of how advanced we were.
Maybe the people to Mars will be that. Yeah. That'll be our version.
I think landing on the moon is going to still not blow our minds, but it'll like reignite.
Well, the people that think it's
like Trav's saying,
and someone's taking a video with their
and
phone.
we did it again.
Yeah,
it's my ass.
The technology we have to show like, hey guys, we're not bullshitting this now. Like, I don't know if it's practical to go live on Instagram from the moon, but like if you could, like they would do it. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you guys think this one's fake too?
Well, we got satellites out there now.
It's
So,
like, it's that will be cool because of the flat earthers and the we never went to the moon people. That crowd will be tucking their tail between their legs.
No, they won't.
It'll be fake still.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You forget who you're
They'll
talking
just
about.
Yeah.
Dig down deeper. Just nope,
true.
absolutely not.
It's AI. That's all they need to say.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess AI is an easy out for every
AI is the technology that we haven't been talking about in our conversation here. That it does blow my mind, but it's almost like I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I do and I don't. I do and I don't, I guess.
It's definitely helped us.
It's
Yeah.
a beneficial tool. It should not be taking away like things like we are still the ones who built the shit,
Right.
Mhm.
I like a lot of it. There's some of it that
It's just
kind of pisses me off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the
I will
amount of
say
things
just-
people can
yeah.
put out that's not real and like
Yeah.
claim it is real and like
Mhm.
having to have things like Grok be able to tell you, hey, dumbass, no, we did not drive a monster truck on the belly of a whale. Like that is not a real video. People eat that shit up.
Yeah.
Like the videos you can make that look real, but if you have a brain, sometimes some of them look real. Even pictures of people.
I was thinking about this. This is a shower thought the other day, and it's definitely not nice. It's not a nice thing to say. I think too many people are surviving. It's supposed to be survival of the fittest, and not a lot of the fit. A lot of the not so fit are sticking around.
Fun fact: the USA have started their footy game, so we'll keep you updated as long as we can. I guess we're not keeping anybody updated except ourselves because you've already seen the result of this game. But the boys will be updated as need be. But
You know what I mean? though?
agree.
You know what I mean?
There's not enough, great education. Like people are not educated enough.
It's there is
Or
enough.
the lack of admission to not being smart enough to talk about something you know nothing about.
True, but also not enough people listening or caring enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's where AI.
Research.
That's one of the problems with AI that I have is where people just rely on it. Like, just think for yourself for a second, and then if you have issues, then look it up. But before
Well,
anything, and all you do
search.
is look.
No.
Yeah.
Google AI right at the top.
Shit you search.
Jumped in front of
It's,
the old.
it's all getting taken. They're selling
old,
it.
The USA is about to score. That's a golazo!
That's
it. Off the corner from Pulisic. I don't know who scored that. It looks like a guy who doesn't normally play. But the crowd's fired up.
was
Austin
quick.
Chelsea, 2 minutes and 26 seconds into the game, the USA is up 1-0.
Nice.
Bang bang.
Mauricio Pochettino clapping for the boys. I hope we bury Turkey. Let's just bury him.
Yeah.
Move on. Yeah, dude. I could not, and just to reiterate, watching this movie in 1995, 20 years later, and then realize, it happened in 1970, or like remember and like look into it. It's like, oh yeah, there's no way this movie came out the year we did this.
Right.
This is not. So it's just. I will get on the bandwagon of the Artemis missions. I'll do it.
I'll just
I won't because I'll do it.
I'll start just kind of feeding you a little bit, and you'll go, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
That's what
Sounds like the space wheel is coming back,
Yeah.
and we'll figure it out when. But it's coming back.
the space
Yeah.
wheel.
I got to look up the
It has to be
next-
a big event.
the
A
next-
big event for space, but I will say, I mean, if we wanted to, again, going back, I only wrote down Fred, Jack, and Jim, but towards the end of the movie, kind of talking about Fred and Jack. But Fred and Jack never made it back. I didn't mean to rhyme. I think Jack died of cancer, and Fred went on to do some command center and then move out of that. Jim, Apollo 13 was his last trip. Went into mission control and some more, and they've got some notes about other folks too. Ken, as we talked about pre-pod, who did not make it because of them being worried he was going to catch the measles. He did go back on Apollo 18 and got back out there. So,
Shout out Fred, still alive.
yeah, Fred
Shout
is
out
still
Fred.
Fred Hayes.
That's
How
crazy.
old is he? Like 196?
No, he's 96, I think. Only.
Yeah, he's only 96. But it's well done. I think in terms of rating wise, like I was engaged. It did have an
Did too.
emotional connection there. I feel like for myself, it's in that 3.35. It's above average
Yeah.
for sure. You know, it's a 3.35. Probably fall. I'll give the Tom Hanks bump to a 3.5.
Yeah.
But 3.35, I think is fair. Anywhere in the 3.35 is fair.
I think I'm with you. There's pieces of it that are a 4 or 5, like some of the stats and like whatever locking in, but it's not as like in your face, like
Yeah.
action, whatever. It's more of like a knowledge base, like information and kind of almost like a documentary. And those will rarely get you up in the 4s. So I think I'm with you on the 3.5.
Yep.
I was probably at a 3. And then I probably would have stayed at a 3 if I had looked up the actual true story. But I didn't actually look at it to get a refresher, and I think I'm with you guys on a 3.5 because 4 would be a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
Even though the cast nowadays, if you look back at their cast, that cast is probably a 4 or 5. So many guys. But yeah, probably 3.5 for me.
It has a 3.8 on Letterboxd, so it is upwards of the 4 category, and a higher end of the norm for good movies is 3.8. Yeah, 3.7, 3.8. So it's at the higher end of that, not quite on the anything over 4 is like holy shit. When you've got, I mean, when again, it's got 33,000 reviews on it. So, you know, it even being in 1995, I know we talked about a movie last week that I think Obsession has a 1.2 million reviews and it's at a 4.
That's
like newer movies are going to have more reviews, but I mean 33,000, this thing's almost a 4. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we could talk space forever, but the fact that you think about the timeline of when this happened and just what we can do probably in our lifetime and years and years and years to come after we're gone.
And who's at the hub of doing it? The United States of America, baby.
Correct. Lead the pack.
That's where we fly. That's where we land.
We beat the Russians.
Damn right.
Good pick for whoever suggested for the American Wheel. This is a good one. This is
I think it was
space categories.
That was Trev.
I mean, based on a true story, for sure is American. Like space movies based on a true story, actual missions. That is very American. Things like this and what we do. And it's also a blessing having the American Wheel because we have that wide variety of movie genres that will be available for us to spin on the wheel. So Apollo 13 kicked things off for the American Wheel as the United States of America score a golazo in soccer. It's called soccer, and it will always be soccer if we decide to bring this thing, keep it home here in the United States. But a good way to kick off the American Wheel. Apollo 13 and Tom Hanks is, I'm going to call America's pastime baseball. If you want to talk about an acting, Tom Cruise has got to be up there for America's pastime on the big screen. So, bringing the wheel back up, Trev, I was just talking about how this is a great wheel for just variety.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
Just total variety of movies. So, we'll start at the top with myself this time around, and I'm going to go with one I do want to see this time, and just based on the variety conversation of Wet Hot American Summer.
I kind of want something a little more intense. Give me Saving Private Ryan.
There's a few intense ones on here. What do you got, Crit? And he's muted.
Give me Miracle. First time all the old
I was looking at Miracle. Alrighty, let's spin that sucker and see what we got. Movie number 2 on the American Wheel. USA rocking the navy blue kits tonight.
Okay.
We'll mix up from
Where are they playing? Seattle still?
What?
Where are they playing? Seattle?
They are in Los Angeles.
Okay.
We will be getting Zero Dark 30. I believe I've watched this, but I can't remember because I know what it's about.
I don't think I have.
It's recent enough to think I've seen it because I know what this one's about, like to a T, but I don't know if I have watched it. It's definitely been streaming before. It was on Netflix at one point, but I don't know.
It's rentable.
Rentable on YouTube.
Joel Edgerton.
Kyle Chandler.
2 hours and 37 minutes. It's a long
2
one.
hours, 37 minutes. Long movie.
Yep.
Good
Makes
thing
sense.
Trav's missing this one.
Arda Gula just scored for Turkey Boys. We're tied at 1. Zero Dark 30's got a 7.4 on IMDb. Well, I didn't even look at the year. This was 2012, so I feel like I've watched it, but looking at the cast makes me think I haven't. Because it would be a cast you'd remember.
Chris
We
Pratt.
got some dogs. Yeah, Kyle Chandler, Chris Pratt, Joel Edgerton, Jessica Chastain.
Joel Edgerton's in that really good movie. It Comes at Night.
Yeah,
A24 is best.
A24.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Joel Edgerton too. He's a good
He's
actor,
good.
man, in that movie. Jeremy Strong, I believe, is in Succession. Isn't
Yes.
that,
Jeremy Strong's good. Yep.
Yeah, it's a good cast. Yeah, maybe I haven't seen this, so we'll find out. But Zero Dark 30, America's spoken again, the American Wheel. Zero Dark 30 will be next up on episode 2 of the American series. We will not have Trav next time around.
I will be watching this on the flight to Montana.
Flight to Montana, and we will be getting Geese back, and then we will have to troubleshoot some timelines for your boy the following week as well. So a lot of bouncing around for the boys here at Extra Butter Podcast. Appreciate you guys listening to episode 1 of the American series. Hopefully have some movies to bring to you from theaters next week. Like I said, Screen Unseen for myself. Plus, hopefully one of the 2 childhood pastime comedies, whether it be Scary Movie or Jackass Best and Last. I'm trying to get to one of those this weekend, so excited to see that. America, Go America on Wednesday, July 1st, also my anniversary. And happy National Stay Out of the Sun Day. I'm pretty good at that. Fairly fair-weathered kid myself. Happy National Chocolate Wafer Day. So if you like those wafer cookie, what would you call? I mean, I know they're called wafers, but you know what I'm talking about, like the sticks. They're almost like Nutter Butters, but like they're vanilla.
Yeah, vanilla
chocolate.
wafers. Yeah.
I know they're wafers, but would you classify that as a cookie?
No, they're wafers. Like they're their own thing.
I know, but vanilla wafer is not the same as one of those. You know what I mean?
Wafer's
Or
a
hot
wafer.
dog sandwich. It's the hot dog sandwich debate.
That's a good point.
Hot dog's not a sandwich. So, also happy National Independent Beer Run Day. So make sure to go get yourself or those around you for the holiday. Here's some beer. And happy National American Redneck Day.
Oh,
Here on July 3rd. And happy 4th of July to everybody at home. Be safe, be smart, enjoy some fireworks, have some cold ones. Make the National Independent Beer Run Day. Grab them on Friday.
don't
today.
remember to back it up, Terry.
Don't back it up, Terry. Actually, don't get inside there, Terry, because you're going to want to back it up if you get a little bit too close. So, enjoy the 4th of July from the boys here at Extra Butter Pod. And next week, when you catch us for Zero Dark 30, and you sit back to watch that before you listen to us, as per usual, grab your bucket of popcorn and don't forget your extra butter. We'll catch you on the next one.
Extra butter on the corn for me. Extra butter. I hope they don't charge a fee. But it won't matter anyway. I got a good movie to play. I'm gonna ask my friends to stay extra butter for me.